Nice. All right. Okay. Two things. One, yes, I'm wearing the Star Wars Christmas shirts, and no, they're not going to be on the episode of the show I reviewed or saw. But I did see something Star Wars related, that being Disney Plus Star Wars The Acolyte. Now, usually in like a vlog video thing review, I usually point out the pros and cons of any show or movie I just saw in like theaters or on streaming. So I'm gonna go through like each segment that I found positive or negative and see what I think. So yeah, apparently the story of Star Wars The Acolyte takes place before the prequels. So I thought this was going to be like Knights of the Old Republic, because that took place like a bunch of years before the prequels. And it's about a former Acolyte, former Jedi, accused of killing another Jedi. And I found that kind of interesting because in the first parts of the episode, it was like, first off, the person killing the Jedi was a Force user, but she was like an assassin, like you see in Assassin's Creed. So yeah, it was kind of interesting because like I said, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, here's what my opinion on some of the characters, because for one, I thought the acting was pretty good. Like any Star Wars property, it's kind of like a monotone kind of thing, like I know this technically takes place before the prequel, so I guess they're trying to have that kind of tone feel of dialogue. I mean, I think it's like goes for like all the movies and stuff like that, but I don't know. The actress playing the main lead I thought was good. The side characters I think are kind of hit and miss. I mean, there's this one character who was like a Jedi Knight that used to be friends with the main character. And there is also the mentor of the main character who I don't think I've seen him in anything else. I might have to look him up on IMDb, but he was pretty good. The aliens I thought were kind of good. I know not all of them are like CG, thank God, because I think that's what a lot of people were upset about with the prequels, that most of the aliens were like CGI and stuff like that. And I don't know, there's this like one handheld droid that I thought was kind of an interesting idea. Like, I think that was like an idea they were trying to think of for like a toy for like the show, because it was like this handheld droid that can also be used as like a tool and a weapon. So that was kind of an interesting idea. And I don't know, there's this one character that I thought was kind of have like this one funny line is then, by the way, there are spoilers in this, so it's where one of the characters has like their shirt off and like the character was like, get a shirt on. It's like, yeah, like she was trying to say that line like in a monotone, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Aside from that, there were some problems I had. For one, some of the other side characters were like lack of like personality. Like there's just like group of criminals that I thought were gonna be part of the main story. Like did you really kill the Jedi? And then they were calling her like Jedi killer and all that, and they were like pushed aside or like already captured. So there was like this other guy that was like drugged, and the main character helped like wake up and escape. I thought he was going to be more important to the role, but I guess not. That was kind of disappointing. The other problem is the bar owner that accused the girl of killing the Jedi. I thought was going to be more important, but he's just like tossed aside for other characters. So yeah, I think that's a prop. That was like one nitpick I have. I also like the combat. Yeah, the combat was pretty good. It was like mix of martial arts and the force using was. I think the prequels did better than the original. I know a lot of people got hate me with that, but yeah, the action was definitely like prequel based instead of original because I thought that was pretty good. Okay, so the editing is kind of hit and miss for me because, well, for one, it's live action, so there's got to be some like editing, like camera angles and mishaps, stuff like that. And I guess this is just the inner Star Wars fan me, but it didn't have like an opening crawl or the Star Wars theme. It's just like some random text in like the opening, which is fine for like the Clone Wars. I mean, I did like the Clone Wars because even though they didn't have like the opening crawl, they did have the Star Wars theme, and they just did like the once like phrase or motivational speech thing or something. But I guess the problem I have with this is just like it goes like I thought it was like an open crawl, but it's just like a title sequence thing. And it that part I didn't felt like Star Wars. But other than that, honestly, the first episode was kind of neat. Hopefully it will get better. There is another episode. I might have to watch that before they make more. But other than that, I'll give it 6 out of 10 lightsabers. So other than that, that's my review of the first episode of Star Wars: The Acolyte.